holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky? What's holding you back? You gotta fly like an eagle and go high. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky? Oh, holding you back. You finally gotta reach for the sky. I was born to succeed, not to be a spoke in the wheel. Told myself there's more to this than just waking up when I feel. So I made a commitment to turn my earnings up. Couldn't see myself as an employee that still couldn't.
Greetings and welcome to another edition of What's Holding You Back. My name is Rob McCray from the Business Building Network, and I am so excited for the program that is coming before you this evening, as we're going to have a very welcome discussion as we're going into the holiday season, and as all of you are preparing for the Christmas and the New Year's holidays coming up. This is a time in which we need to talk about and ensure that we do not go into any more debt and bring that into the coming new year. So that's going to be the topic, and the basis of our conversation for today is to make sure you're not digging a hole for yourself that you will not be able to get out of. So before we get into the topic of our discussion for today, we always want to do a brief recap of what we discussed last week. And we also want to share the purpose of these broadcasts and share and let you know why we are coming before you each and every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So we ask that you continue to tune in and stay with us, as the program is getting bigger and better, and we are looking forward to many great things in the coming new year of 2025. So like I was saying, the reason for these broadcasts, we want to make sure that you are educated, you are empowered, you are inspired to be the best possible version of yourself. And for those of you that aspire to have a business for yourself, we want to show you some tips, some techniques, and some strategies that you can use to incorporate into that business to get the best possible results. We want to ensure that you are also financially stable, mentally stable, spiritually stable, and growing in all aspects of your life. So that is the main reason and why we're doing this broadcast. And we look forward to coming before you each and every week, and we grow and expand together. So I'm waiting on my co-host, Christine Allen from Clear Ambitions, and she will be joining us in just a few minutes. I understand that she's stuck in traffic, so just give her a minute and she will be with us as soon as she can. Good evening and blessings, Deacon Orville. God bless you, my brother, and congratulations on the wedding. God bless you, sir. We also have my sis, Jody Set. God bless you, my sis. Thank you so much for joining us. So glad to have you with us once again. And we have, Bishop Noel Brown. God bless you, sir. Wow. Thank you so much for joining us. And we are so happy to have you as a part of the program this evening. So God bless you. And thank you all for joining us and being a part of What's Holding You Back. So as mentioned earlier, today's topic, we're going to be talking about making sure that you're not digging a hole, a financial hole for yourself that you will not be able to get out of. So as we talk about this, let us start off with a little inspirational quote. And it reads, "If you find yourself in a hole, stop digging." Yes, you're only burying yourself deeper and deeper. And that comes from Will Rogers. And yes, we really have to not to make light of that quote, but we really have to take a deeper look into it. And as we talk about the holidays in which we're going into, is Next week, this time, we will be into Christmas. And yes, you'll be unwrapping all of your gifts and spending your time with your family, friends, and loved one. But we want to also ensure that we're not digging a deeper financial hole for ourselves as we look to accommodate our loved ones and give those special gifts and presents in which we are all looking forward to. But I will say to you, brothers and sisters, that the greatest gift that you can give to anyone is your time and your presence. People who truly appreciate you and value you will appreciate you for spending that quality time with them. It's not about the gifts and the presents, it's about being present in their life. And that is the greatest gift that you can give to anyone. Blessings, Brother Todd. Bless you, sir. So good to have you with us. That is Todd Hatchett from Godware Inspirational Communications. They have a clothing line, and we thank you so much for joining us this evening. So, yes, as we continue to talk about making sure that you're not digging that hole a little deeper for yourself, we're not just ones to speak about problems. We also want to be able to offer a solution. So when it comes to creating debt and financial stabilization in which we are looking for, we have to look at some things in which we can do to minimize our debt and also bring that debt down. Because once you start to accumulate that debt, especially on your credit cards, and the interest rate for most credit cards is over 20%. So that right there is just eating up a ton of your money, and that's going to keep you in so much debt. And it's really going to make it so hard for you to come out of it and have a better lifestyle for yourself. So, in this particular demonstration that you see on the screen, we have four types of debt. One is a personal loan or any other type of loan that you may have, and the other three are just credit card debts. So let's do a quick analysis. So let's say, for instance, you have a loan. Okay, here comes Christine. Let me bring her on board before we get too deep into this. Greetings, Christine. Bless you. How are you?
Oh, I'm well. Thank you. Thank you. How you doing, Rob?
I am well. Thank you so much. Good to have you with us.
Yes, good to be here. And nothing's going to hold me back from this broadcast. I can't wait for the conversation to go ahead. I see that big word, the D word, debit.
Yes, that almighty word of debt. Yes,
Mm.
so I was just explaining that
Oh,
as we
debit. I
go
said
into,
debit. Sorry, I'm thinking about debit credits. Sorry about that. Yeah.
yes, no
Yes,
problem. So yeah, I was just explaining as we're going into the holiday season, as next week is Christmas, as you well know, and the major thing that we have to look at when we go into this holiday season, and we're going to be closing out the year of 2024. We don't want to bring on more debt and carry that into the new year. So I'm going to just share a brief example of some debt that we may have accumulated over the years and how we can bring that debt down so we give ourselves a better opportunity to have a more productive and efficient 2025. All right. So in this example here, so we have four types of debt. First, we have the loan, and then we have three credit card debts. All right, so let's say, for instance, in this particular loan, you have a personal loan you took out for, let's say, $10,000. And on credit card one, you only have $1,000 worth of debt on that card. On credit card two, you have 5,000 worth of debt on that card. And on credit card number three, you're maxed out. You have $10,000 worth of debt on that card. All right, so now you're putting yourself behind the bucket there. You're going to continue to put yourself deeper and deeper into debt, and you're going to run into some financial crisis if you don't minimize this debt and remove some of it from you. So now we say that we have four different debts that you have accumulated, and the one that is the least expensive is credit card number one, because you only have $1,000 worth of debt on that card, right? All right, so when it comes to bringing down your debt, you have to have a plan in place. And as one of our um, entrepreneurs that came on board with us previously was Dwayne the Credit Man Reed. And he has a great financial solution and plan that he puts in place to help his clients when it comes to getting out of debt and increasing their credit score. So one of the things that he shared with me and shares with many of his clients as well is you want to focus on removing the debt from one item at a time, right? So you want to start off with the debt payment, in which is the least amount. So in this case, it would be credit card one, which only has $1,000 worth of credit or debt on it. So what you want to do, you want to pay off the minimum on the rest of the debt, the loan and the other two credit cards. But on the credit card or the debt amount, in which is the least, you want to double up or even triple up on your payments, and you want to wipe out that debt as soon as possible. So once you do that, all right, so let's say, for instance, in the loan for $10,000, your monthly payments, let's say it's $200. Let's say credit card two, which has the $5,000 balance, your minimum payment, monthly payment is $100. And credit card three with the $10,000 debt, your monthly payment on that is $200, right? So credit card one, your monthly payment, let's say $50, nice round figure. So if we double up or even triple up on that, or even more, then if instead of paying the $50 a month on credit card number one, you pay 100, 150, or even $200 until you get that debt completely eliminated. So once you get credit card one down to a zero balance, then that money that you were putting into all four of these debt payments, now you're going to consolidate that and put that onto the debt with the next lowest balance, which would be credit card number two with the $5,000 balance. So instead of, you no longer have to pay credit card number one, the $50 a month, that's paid off already. So now you can take that $100 or $200 that you were paying into that card and start to pay that into credit card number two, because now your focus is on that card and bringing that balance down to zero, the same way that you did with credit card number one. And you're going to just rinse and repeat and continue to do this, pay off the minimum on all of your other debt, but on the one card or one debt amount that you want to bring all the way down to zero, you double, triple, or quadruple up your payments to bring that debt down as soon as possible. And then you distribute that money that you were paying on their original debt over to the next one and bring that down as well. So that's just a great plan when it comes to minimizing your debt and helping you to come out of these financial debts and lowering the balances that we have put on ourselves. So these are just some great tips that Dwayne the Credit Man Reed had shared with me, and I just wanted to share those with you as well. And that is his information there. That is his website link at the bottom of the screen, and I hope you can see that. I will post that in the chat in the comments as well, so you can go over to his website. And if you need any more information on canceling your debt or reducing your debt, I should say, and how to make your financial well-being put you in a much better place, then I highly recommend you speaking to that gentleman, and he will put you in the right place and get you back on track. All right,
Oh,
Christine, how
yeah,
was that?
that was really informative. And we just need that friendly reminder about the discipline that's required,
Oh yeah,
especially when you are, so tempted and everything is so nice and shiny and bright. It is the season. It is the season.
yes, it.
Hmm. It certainly is. The impulse shopping, especially when, you go grocery shopping and there's certain items that are only seasonal, so you got to have it.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it does make a difference. You know, when you really focus on one specific thing at a time, then you
Right.
can start to see the results. But when you're scattered and you're trying to do everything at the same time,
Mm,
you're going to get very frustrated and
right.
discouraged because you're not seeing the results. All you see is the bills keep coming in, piling up, but you're not seeing anything being eliminated or established. So just focus on that one, the
Yeah.
one with the least
So,
amount. Get
mhm.
that one down to zero, and then move on to the next. And then you say, yes,
Mm.
I've
Yeah,
made progress.
right. And that's very good because there's a psychological effect, if you will, about the actual benefit of seeing results. Like a lot of folks will say, "I give up. I can't save." So they'll blow their paycheck, and
Yeah,
and they'll just say, "Well, it doesn't make any difference if I do, if I don't. I'm still going to get back to where I started," which is not true. And that's something that's taught psychologically, subconsciously. You teach yourself that it's
yeah,
not going to matter, but it
that's
absolutely does matter. The first thing is nothing changes until you do.
until you do.
So
Most
what you
true.
change, stop spending.
Yes,
Stop
yes.
spending. Call those credit card folks and say, "Hey, how about this? How about you give me zero interest for the next 6 months?"
Mhm.
90% of them will do it. They understand that consumers at this time, um, you know, and where there's corporate bailouts. Hey, what about you? You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
yes,
there are, corporations out there, responsible credit cards that would rather negotiate with you than with someone who's going to come in with a bankruptcy proposal or consumer
right.
proposal. Call them right up and say, I'd like to apply for this um, program, and a lot of them have it. They don't advertise it. You have to ask for it,
That's true.
right? And there's
Very
a saying about ask and you shall.
receive.
That's very
Yes,
right
indeed.
about that one.
Yes,
All right.
indeed.
All right.
Yeah, and mentioning that about the 0% interest rate,
Mhm.
that's very good. So another thing you should look into is transferring your balance, opening up a new card with a 0% balance for
Mhm.
6 months or 12 months, and transfer the balances from your other credit cards over to that, and pay it down as soon as you can, so you don't incur that interest. Because once that introductory period is over, of that zero interest, that 0% interest,
Mhm.
and they're going to jack it up to like 20 to 30%.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes, you have to pay it off as soon as possible, or they're going to get you right back in that trap. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. You do need that discipline. There is a method to it. You just stick to that method, and you'll be all right. You come out on the other side. All right.
absolutely.
So Todd is saying every victory improves your belief in the process. So true. And is this, you know, you talk about discipline, habits, thoughts, behaviors,
Mm-hmm.
paying yourself first, something that financial gurus take it as, second nature, to pay yourself first. What does that really mean?
Mm-hmm.
It really means that you need to pay yourself first, meaning before you pay anything else. We have um, we have religious beliefs. No
Right.
matter what religion you are, all religions have uh, they have a belief in tithing. They have belief in actual giving and the charity. So that is a principle.
Hmm.
Absolutely
Yeah,
obtain to that, live up to that principle. Um,
that's
and but you're in also in that principle, and why it's exactly what Todd was saying in the chat. Whereas if you don't see that, you have a nest egg and it's building in your subconscious, you're rewarding yourself for getting up in the morning and being at that bus stop, or get up in the morning and pumping your gas. There's something there. There's nothing more depleting than
hmm
just feeling like you're on a treadmill. You're running this race. You're
that's the
on this,
worst.
you know what I mean? You're on this hamster wheel. You're running this race. You're not going anywhere. You have to make sure you see your rewards. Someone told me once, bonus time in corporate world, they would always buy themselves something they can see, whether it be a fancy painting, whether
Mm.
it be something in the house where they can say, I worked for that. And
Yeah.
that helped them to achieve and cross the finish line on the next goal. It's the same aspect. I never looked at it that way.
Hmm. Yeah.
You always, work to pay bills, which I know what I'm talking about when I talk about that feeling of being depleted.
Yep.
Yeah, I know it all too well. So take my
Yeah.
friendly
uh,
advice, please.
Very true. Very true. Yes, we have to reward ourselves. But one of the greatest rewards that you can give to yourself is investing back into yourself, putting into some types of investment account, some type of savings, and something that's going to pay towards your future.
Yeah.
You have to have your money working for you. You
Excellent.
can't beat the clock.
Wow.
Yes. So all of that time that we go out to work and working for others, that's
Yeah.
just linear income. You need to have that passive income coming in,
Mhm.
that money that comes in while you sleep.
Okay.
A major part of why we're doing these broadcasts as well. And as we go into the new year of 2025, we're going to go more into that and showing you different ways in which you can generate that passive income for yourself. Have
Yes.
your ability to make money while you sleep. Don't always be working against the clock. Father Time is undefeated.
Oh wow, I like that. Father Time's undefeated. And that's true. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. You just turn it up a notch there, Rob.
that's it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Make your money work for you. And
It,
it's very, very much so a common thing nowadays. Once upon a time, the stocks and investments were so complicated, and it's for those guys over there.
right,
Not so
right.
much. You can walk into any financial institution, bank, and speak to the teller and say, I want to start investing. They have it over the counter now, was one of the offers for,
Sure.
I would say, the average Joe, right?
Absolutely.
So you actually do have that. There's a lot of folks that you would be surprised that they are next to millionaires. All they're all getting there,
Hmm.
and they do the average Joe, overalls and all that, but they are making sure that they're intuitive and intentional with
Yeah,
their investments. So
absolutely.
yeah, and the opposite from some folks that actually kind of they can dress the part, but that's all they can do is dress.
There you
Okay,
go.
let's
Yeah.
stop there.
As you said, you have to have that discipline.
Yes,
Pouring back into yourself. It's going to, you're going to reap the rewards later, but you have to be disciplined and you have
you
to
have
be
to be
consistent.
disciplined. So that's how you stay disciplined during the holidays.
You have to.
Make a
Yeah.
budget.
Yes.
You have a figure that you said it's not going over this figure, and
Hmm.
it turns out things work out. They work themselves out.
Sure, they will. They will.
Certainly will. I
Don't
enjoyed
put that
this
added pressure on
conversation.
yourself. It's going to be all right.
Yeah, it's going to be all right. It's going to
Yes.
be all right. And the good thing is you kind of figure and get a hint that December is coming around. So why not start planning in June?
Yes. Yes.
No panic, no rush. You have that drip effect where you segregate we spoke earlier in when we first started what's happening, what's holding you back is how you can identify your business income from your personal income, especially if you're working, you still have
Mhm.
You're solopreneur. Same with you have your diversity of funds, if you will, in your bank account. You have your vacation, you have groceries, and you can split them. Like I said, financial institutions now are really there to
Yes.
support folks and families. And you just speak to the teller, call your banking, online banking, say, hey, I'd like X amount of dollars to go into this account
Hmm.
each, and that's your discretionary bonus, or discretionary self bonus, or
There you go.
discretionary vacation,
Yep.
and holidays, yeah, for Christmas. So you start in June, you can start whenever, but definitely a weekend, about a week and a half, a week away, isn't it? A week today is Christmas.
Yes.
Mhm.
Next week, this time, we will be smack dab in the middle of Christmas. You ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. I'm good to go. I'm
Okay.
good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. So the idea of what I used to get, I guess, to get in the trap of buying too many presents. And
Hmm.
why do you do that? Because okay, I'm a planner and I start early, but then you see something else that's really cute. And oh my gosh, you have to have this. This will
Yes.
be, and you can't just walk away from it. So like I
Ah,
said, I'm talking about stuff that I know. It took me a while.
yep.
It took me a while, just to recoup, fill
Hmm.
in back that hole that you dug, filling it
Uh,
back January, February, March, saying what happened. So yeah, live and learn.
discipline.
Dis-
Discipline. Discipline.
Yeah,
Yes.
discipline. So next week on what's holding you back.
Next week, yes. So as we stated, we will be in full swing of Christmas, and
Mhm.
our broadcast next week, we're going to talk about our favorite Christmas memories. Woo! Yes, I got some good and plenty. Christine, you got some good ones?
Oh yes, I filled them out the crates.
No.
They're happy to share. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. That's going to be a great conversation. And all over this Christmas, sometimes there's snow. Depends on what region you are on this planet. There's
Hmm.
no snow, but nevertheless, there's family, right? And there's
That's right.
always that happening. It's family
Always.
and love. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yes.
yeah.
So
So
yes,
next,
yes, very much looking forward to that conversation, and we would love to hear your greatest Christmas memories as well next week as we come back before you on Wednesday, Christmas Day, December 25th, 2024, the last Wednesday of the year. So, yes, going to be a very exciting time, and we are very much looking forward to that.
hmm wow. So next we will have, I think Althea's on as well. God bless you, Althea. It was nice to see Todd on and love the conversation. What do you have for a person who is not finished Christmas budget? Which card should they use from the previous model?
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
So, great question, Todd. All right. So, being that we want to remove the balance from the card with the least amount, we don't want to add anything else to that particular card. So, I would probably put that on credit card number two, being that that one is not maxed out. Credit card number three is maxed out. So, yes, I will put it on credit card number two. Continue to eliminate that debt on credit card number one, get that down to zero, and do the same thing, rinse and repeat for credit card number two until we get to credit card number three. Great question, my brother.
Great question, great answer. I say the same thing. Exactly.
Yes.
And don't forget to call them. Say, hey, how about that zero interest?
Right,
Am I,
right.
you know, don't hold out, and then they'll send you the details and probably transfer you a couple of times. Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
I would love to hear about it, Todd. Call them.
Yes, let us know, brother. Let us know how it goes, and you don't be out there spending too much for the holidays, my brother. Yes, yes, yes. But yes, Christine, another wonderful session here, and thank you so much for. I know you had a rough day at work and stuck in traffic, but You made yourself available to come and join us, so we are grateful for that. And we thank you so much for joining us here for this December 18th edition of What's Holding You Back.
Always good to be here. It's a dynamic duo for sure. Partnering up
Amen.
with yourself, Rob, and the Business Building Network. So as we continue on to build ourselves
Hmm.
and to that success. And what does it look like? And what's holding you back? We're going to revisit the whole what's holding you back, the ideas of are you doing, still doing what you have to do, or are you
Hmm.
doing now what you want to do? Have you transitioned into it?
Okay. Love
Okay.
it. Love it. Love
Let's
it.
talk about that early in 2025.
You know what? I think we're going to do a recap for New
Okay.
Year's Day for the entire year, the start
Mhm.
of What's Holding You Back. When did we start? June, July?
A
Back.
little later than that. I believe it was more in the fall. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I want to
Wasn't too
do a recap of the year and
hmm
also recap of the start of What's Holding You Back, which is earlier this year. So it's going to be fun. And that's going to be the week after Christmas. So Christmas is going to be your favorite memory. So we look forward to seeing each and every one of you next week on Christmas Day for another edition of What's Holding You Back. So, on behalf of Christine Allen from Clear Ambitions, my name is Rob McCray from the Business Building Network. We thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you each and every Wednesday right here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of What's Holding You Back. Take care.
Take care. We'll see you next week. Happy holidays and stay safe out there, guys.
Happy holidays.
What's holding you back? You gotta fly like an eagle and go high. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky. Oh, holding you back. You finally gotta reach for the sky. I was born to succeed, not to be a spoken the real. Told myself there's more to this than just waking up when I feel. So I made a commitment to turn my earnings up. Couldn't see myself as an employee that still couldn't. Looked in the mirror, saw a spark in my eye. Knew I had to hustle and stop living a lie. I packed my dreams in a suitcase, took the first train out, headed for the horizon where success is no doubt.